2021 is shaping to be one of the most epic years in property history. What a time to be alive, hey? Do people need to just get away from each other for a while, regardless of what it costs us? So I'm calling it the cabin fever property boom, and it's not surprising with vacancy rates this low. Rents are growing at a record pace as well. Now, what happens when rents go up? Property prices go up. So on top of the cheap money boom, right, we've got a cabin fever boom as well. And that's why this boom is already breaking all records. So this boom keeps on booming, right? So if you think it's going to stop, I've got something to tell you. It's not going to stop, right? And what I've been talking about before is, have you heard about boom stacking? We spoke about a while ago.
Absolutely. We did touch on this subject. It's quite an interesting idea, as what you were saying before. So if maybe worth talking about it, just in case people didn't hear it in the last podcast or Facebook.
This is the boom stacking theory, what's happening, right? So what's happening at the moment is we've got the boom that's happening because we've got cabin fever. We've got the boom that's happening because of low interest rates. We've got boom happening because of people got more money now. We've got a boom because there's more money getting printed in inflation.
Yes.
Now we've got a few more booms to stack on top of that. So I'm talking, this is getting so high, it's crazy, right? So we're going to answer all these questions later. I want you to flag them. We're going to answer them later. But what's happening is these booms, one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other, getting all stacked up. And it's going to create a mega boom. It's like getting one wave on top of another wave. Imagine if a surfer and just going off, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So there's two more booms that are happening on top of this, right? Which is interesting. So we've got the cabin fever, right? But see, there's another thing that's making it boom, and that's because we've got a lack of properties to sell, right? And this is called the boom loop effect. Do you want to hear about the boom loop?
The boom what? Say that again.
The boom loop effect.
Boom loop. George, there's one thing I must say. I'm always learning something new with you. Talk about the boom loop.
Okay, so the boom keeps on booming, right? But now we're stuck in a feedback loop that will keep prices growing quickly through the end of the year. I'll call it the boom loop, right?
Fantastic.
So what's happened is there's been massive growth, right?
Yep.
Very limited available. There's not much stock available as in properties, right? So the problem with, because there's not a lot of properties available to sell, this actually really discourages would-be sellers. Think about this. People sellers are worried that if they sell, they won't be able to find another place to move into, or that price will run away from them. They won't be able to find another place. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so when prices are growing quickly, sellers freeze up and you get even less stock coming in the market. This is what started the boom in the first place. What happened was people that wanted to sell, they were worried because COVID price would go down. So they didn't want to sell because they were scared they weren't going to get enough money. And that created the boom in the first place. But now, because there's a boom, now they're not selling because of the boom. And then what happens is that actually in turn pushes the price even higher. That's the feedback loop I'm talking about. And that's why price will continue to grow strongly for the next 6 months as well.